Okay,
All right.
they're going. Okay, cool. So
Looks like they're off.
the format we're going with is it's a lap race. So if you can finish 2 races, if you can finish 2 runs, that's beat all zones mode,
Hmm.
twice before your opponent, you will finishes 1 time, you win outright.
Okay.
So that means if I finish 3 and you've only finished 1, I win outright. If I finish 2 and you've only finished 0, then I win outright. If I finish 4 and you've only finished 2, I win outright. Okay? And then the tiebreaker format is if both racers finish 3 races before either one gets 2 ahead, right? So before anyone laps the other, then we go to a sudden death tiebreaker. And the sudden death tiebreaker is a 5-minute, 1 life, no reset run.
And then, that's cool. So it's
Yeah,
like a
as
sudden
far as
death.
you can. So like you're gonna have to push real hard, and if the 5-minute elapses, wherever you are at that 5 minutes, whoever's further on in the game, meaning furthest level, like so if you're on zone 1, so the 3-3, and I'm on zone 3-2, you would win that tiebreaker. If
Gotcha.
if we're both on 3-3, then it would be who got to 3-3 first. I think that's the tiebreaker we're going
Sure.
with.
So you're just gonna sit there on the death screen and just wait and see what happens.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And so that's where we are. So far, everyone's won outright. We haven't had any tiebreakers. I was thinking we would, and I still think we will.
Yeah. Hopefully I want to see it.
Yeah, it looks like Anti just kills his blood shopkeeper. I know that you're a big fan of that strat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially for score running, if you want, it's really handy to have the blood shovel, like for killing the shopkeeper or whatever. But I definitely like it in racing too. Like, you can quick kill a lot of bosses that way with the blood shovel or blood drums.
I think the blood drum is really cool, really good, a really good item, and it looks like Anti's gonna leave it behind. Yeah, looks like Anti's gonna leave it behind. Probably feels a little bit safer with a little bit of extra health, and we saw Anti taking a lot of damage in his first match, so maybe that makes sense. I think to keep a little bit safer is not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Maybe he's not as confident right now. He already died once to like a monkey plus skeleton wombo combo. So, yeah.
But yeah, I think another thing that the blood gem is really good with is the cadence boss fight, but you don't have that cadence boss fight.
Oh yeah, that's really true. Without the dead ringer is a big one.
Yeah, you don't have dead ringer and you don't have the necrodancer fight, so it's a little bit different with Bard, and especially because you don't really need the instant kill because you can attack so many times in half a second anyways.
Yeah.
This is one of the interesting differences between Bard and Cadence. Like, you can really get by with less damage if you have fast fingers. And
that's interesting because it's so different for me with playing Bard because normally it's like beat efficiency and how efficient you can be with killing stuff or how fast it is, and now it's kind of both efficiency and how quickly you can press the button.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I personally like my Bard style. Like all my fastest runs are like still glass rapier type builds, just because I'm so used to that. Like I'm not used to the put yourself in a position and mash. Like I'm not used to those strategies. But like there's certain weapons like a flail and like there's weapons that are just and like maybe even a bow like that you can just put yourself in position and it can be really fast even if it's not a ton of damage.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense too. Even like longsword, it's great to have. That's like the only thing. Like I think earlier, I noticed Anti pick up the titanium spear over obsidian flail, which is pretty interesting for Bard because that's much easier to mash that way. It's a lot safer going forward, like especially into zone 2.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's interesting like how different the playstyle is, and that's why I mean this game is just endlessly amazes me with how different the characters are.
Yeah, and like the depth of it too.
And so Ognos is going super fast. Zone 4.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, it's going really fast. Definitely, he's not too much a risk of death either with the frost charm.
Oh, that's a good point. The frost charm will be able to save him at least a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this diagonal wraith white thing.
Yeah.
Fast ghost.
It's gonna take a moment to figure that one out.
Yeah, you stop for a second to think about it, but that's another cool thing about Bard. You can stop and think. That's what I like about it. And like, even if you stop and think, it still can be a really fast time.
Right. I'm disappointed that he didn't play the lottery machine a bunch of
Yeah,
times.
I've seen you do that strat. Like just
You just
mash the
mash it,
lottery machine and
right?
just get everything you
Especially
can out
with
of
the
it.
lucky charm, you're gonna get like 4 items. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll spend his money on the shop. Who
No, that's
knows?
fine. Yeah, yeah.
He did just buy something. What did he just buy? A torch? No, boots.
That's a great pickup.
Yeah. All right, and he's coming laterally up to this mummy. I still haven't quite figured out how to best deal with the mummy from the side. It's so much easier to deal with that mummy if you're coming from the top or the bottom.
Hey, right from above it. So yeah, it's so good. From the side, it's tricky. It depends what weapons you have, total. Honestly, like if you have a broadsword side, it's totally fine.
Oh, because you can kill the little baby and the mummy at the same time.
Right, exactly.
I think Ognos is playing a little bit safe here. You see him do that, like how he handled that mob. He backed up quite a bit, which I don't disagree with. I think surviving is really important, and we learned that in the first round of this tournament. Like anyone who died was at a severe advantage, pretty much.
Yes.
If especially if you die late. If you die in zone 1, no big deal. Doesn't really hurt that much. Like you don't lose a ton of time, but if you die in zone 4, it's a huge disadvantage.
I do have to say, I have pretty much never seen Congo before, so I have no idea what the right thing to do, and it's hilarious.
What?
It's really exciting.
Oh, that was crazy. So he needed his Ognos, Ognos finishing the first run there. Needed to use that frost charm because he got trapped at the bottom trying to go the fast conga strat where you just go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
But like, the interesting thing that happened there was the frost charm kept Conga frozen, and he went up there to attack Conga, but Conga was sitting on his throne. And so when he's on that throne space, even though he was unfrozen, like, and was in attack mode, he was protected on his throne.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm super unfamiliar with King Conga 4 as well. It's not something I've done a lot of. Only so I don't have fast strats for that, or haven't figured those things out.
It's kind of terrifying, just from the inexperience right now.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. That's like, I'm like back a long time ago. There was a lot of discussion about when they introduced some randomness to the boss fights. Like, I think it's really cool to make people think on their toes in the boss fight, like as much as possible.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I know that was a pretty big change too. It was at first I totally didn't like it, but over time, I still kind of don't like it.
I mean,
but I understand why it's there and it's good. Yeah,
I think there's the right amount right now. Like it's not completely random. Like it's not like there are still patterns you can learn that make a big difference, and like there are still fast strats to be had. It's just like, you know, there's just like a little bit of thinking involved, which is is good for like I think it's a good balance.
Yeah, I think I can totally agree with that too. It's great.
And but like the thing that we were talking about Conga 4, like, or all the Zone 4 bosses, like we're just unfamiliar with them, so they all like they're right now they're all like you have to improv every time.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, that's terrifying. On anti side.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
And has a crazy mob. Good use of the blood magic. Did he blood magic fireball there? I think that's pretty good.
I think so.
Pretty smart.
Somehow I think he got teleported into the middle of that from being, I don't know, a warlock or something. It was crazy. That's like one of the scariest things too. Is actually the 4-3 boss room. Like, oh my goodness.
He's going ham with that blood magic. I love it. All right.
Oh no.
Oh, did Ognos just go down?
Yeah, he bit the dust. I didn't see what it was to, but I just saw the death.
The death screen.
Yeah.
All right, so this is even now. Ognos was pushing real fast on that second run, trying to put the pressure on Anti and trying to put the lead on, trying to close it out, but it looks like what ended up happening with that Ognos death is we're even again.
Oh wow.
1-1. So each racer has finished the game once, and now
they're pretty close together too. 1-3 versus 1-2.
Yeah, super close. Both fighting red dragons. Anti goes down to his red dragon.
Toasted. Absolutely toasted.
Looks like too bad Ognos couldn't get his red dragon to open up that what looks like a potion room or at least a vault room.
Okay, so random question with this. What do you use to like kill a beat as bard? Like a lot of times you use like a button combination, right?
Yeah, it used to be everyone used up plus down, but now with throwing weapons, it's
Right, right,
often
exactly.
occupied. I use down and right, like that's my
Down and right.
go-to because that's the second spell, which is like when do you ever have a
Oh yeah,
second
that's
spell?
really uncommon. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because a lot of times I'll like kill a beat and do a spell or something, and that's just like
You're trying to kill a beat and you cast a spell. That's still, I
yeah,
mean, that's still gonna happen. Like sometimes the other uncommon one is left and right.
yeah. I think I use that one a lot. But then that's the second item slot, right?
Yeah, so I mean, you kind of requires a little bit more thought than it used to, where it was only real trouble. Like the only thing that did up plus down before was the frog socks, right? The
Yeah,
boots of leaping.
switching socks. Yeah.
But now the actually, yeah, throwing up and a holster is left plus right as well now.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It takes up the second item slot. Okay, sunglasses. So it seems like
Go ahead.
Anti has struggled a little bit in Zone 1. He's just gotten some bad situations.
Oh yeah.
It's cost him. Like, that happened in the first when there was both the 0-0 on the win score. He died, or he struggled a bit in Zone 1.
I like that he threw his glass weapon. That's fun. And now he gets rewarded. He gets a titanium flail from the boss chest. This time Ognos looks like he's building up some survivability, but lost a trapdoor there. He was trying to get to that trapdoor and
Yeah.
it got iced over.
Oh man, I love the Bard slide, how it's
Yeah.
with him. Like,
I had a weird bug today before, like I was practicing Bard before the CoNDOR started. Oh wow, that was scary. That the shadowed shopkeeper was after Ognos there. I could barely even see it.
oh, like the ghost?
Yeah.
Yes, that thing is super hard to see with sunglasses.
So I was practicing Bard before the stream today, and like,
Mhm.
if I change my like audio device, sometimes I'll disable an audio device just to like switch from headphones to speakers and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I like switch to my headphones and I change the audio device, and that makes like Necrodancer doesn't recognize the sound change. So like if I do that, then there's no sound that comes from the game anymore. Right, so like I'm used to it, and like I have to restart the game, and then it recognizes, okay, now you're using speakers, or now you're using headphones, or whatever. Telemonkey.
Yeah, yeah, that Telemonkey was actually worked out really well.
Into the shop, yeah, right by your mini boss. Oh,
Yeah.
good thing that was a red dragon. I don't know if he knew that was a red dragon because he was standing in a place where if it was blue dragon, it would have frozen.
Yeah, that'd have been pretty dangerous, especially with the Golem right there.
So like it doesn't understand my audio. So like when I was playing with Bard, and I'm like, oh well, like no big deal. I don't need the music because I'm playing with Bard.
Right.
And then I jumped on some ice, and he just stood there, or he just like didn't stand there. He just like he had his little slidey action and stayed on the same square forever because the music wasn't playing. So he does normally like when you jump on the ice, Bard moves with the music.
Yeah.
Because the music
There's
wasn't
no
playing.
music.
It was just like I was at first I thought, okay, I don't need the music. I'm playing with Bard, but
Right.
it was ridiculous.
That's crazy. Stuck on the ice. So those are basically like death traps now with the ice.
So I had to
okay.
restart my game, but that's no big deal. It was just a funny situation. Yeah, we were listening to Binding of Isaac music. We have a soundtrack of a bunch of different Danny B songs and other stuff. I think it's Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac and Crypto the Necrodancer. I think that's it, actually. Just some songs from these games.
Danny B music.
All the Danny B's.
Yeah, he's been real nice about letting streamers use it.
Oh no, Anti
Oh,
in Zone 3.
Yeah, the Grey Goblins.
There was a lot of enemies on that screen. That was quite a swarm.
Yeah.
And now Ognos back on King Konga 4. I feel like we've seen King Konga 4 a ton today.
Hmm.
I don't know why, like more often than the other Zone 4 version bosses.
Okay, and one of my favorite things too is the Konga silhouette, because for so long he didn't have one. With sunglasses, yeah. So seeing those teeth in the dark, that's great.
Glow in the dark teeth.
Yeah. I guess you could get those from like Halloween store or something.
Yeah, King Konga Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Just seen some glowing
Great.
teeth, glow in the dark teeth, and an
Ooh.
ape suit.
So-
Sweet cape. Does he have a cape? For some
Uh,
reason, in my imagination, he has a cape, but I don't know if he actually does.
I don't know. I don't.
It seems fitting for some reason.
I could see him wearing it. Yeah, you're pretty fabulous. Okay, I really actually like Ognos got a Bloodshot real fast, and it's like almost a complete build. It's very interesting, like Ring of Regen, Blood Drum, and then a spear. And it's a golden spear too.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean it's a full kit set up
yeah, it's
from
like
one shop, one bomb.
yeah, it's not like a standard kit either. Like good weapon, good armor. It's like
it's kind of like it's a weird basic kit or something.
right. But I kind of liked it. I don't know. I think I might have kept the blood drum there. But
Yeah, Ognos gives up the blood gem for the regen. I like the blood gem, especially with that ring of regeneration,
right, exactly.
because
pretty
you can
liberal
use
with
it and then
Yeah.
you still get your health back.
Like, twice per level for free.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean he could have used it there instead of using that bomb to get through
Mhm.
the thing. There's like a lot of uses for it. That's one of the best things about the blood drum. Is so versatile.
Right. Like the addition to when it was added that you could shovel walls with it was great. Went from being marginally useful to really useful.
Yeah, that's right. Chaos Spire. A lot of in these races, most of the time you'll see the racers just ignoring the gold dropped from the boss because they're not planning on doing a lot of shopping anyways,
Right.
and so that means there's not a lot of point to grabbing that money.
Yeah, and a lot of times you're gonna kill the shopkeeper too if you want the stuff in the shop.
Yep, that's true. I mean, I personally grab it with other characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would probably grab it with Bard. I mean, it would take you as long as it takes you to press 2 taps to the left, 2 taps to the right. Like that's exactly how much time it costs you to
Right.
to get that gold. So if you ever plan on visiting shops, I mean, it also like that's my philosophy, anyways.
I don't know. It feels like saving any beats could be good. Depends how close things are.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my strategies are generally for consistency and a little bit slower than the fastest people.
Yeah. Don't. It's hard to see how much consistency you get. 'Cause, I mean, the shop's a little bit random, and you can get a lot of good chests. But yeah, it's I
mean, what it does is it slightly increases your chance of being able to afford plate armor or whatever, like
Right,
slightly,
right.
or like being able to afford like we saw earlier. Someone found a free spell and a ring of mana in the same shop. Like there's things that you can find worth buying.
Yeah. Well, there you got a combo right there. One of the strongest things you can get. All right. For Ognos, it's the Shrine of Shadows for the mapping.
Yeah,
And
we've seen a lot of people use the ring of shadows for just stealing their whatever shops on that floor and then moving on. I like it. It's pretty good. Oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
He tried to use the fireball spell to take care of that mimic cauldron, I think, but the mimic cauldron was just activated, so it's actually invincible for that first beat. I think that's the right way to describe it.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like if you have a wall mimic, you can't attack at the same beat it activates, because then you can just like run into it.
But Ognos is ahead now because Anti's had some deaths. So
Right.
if Ognos is able to finish this run before Anti finishes his, Ognos will beat Anti outright and advance in the losers bracket of the tournament.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he's playing a little bit safer.
Yeah, with a lead, I think it's good. On the other hand, Anti needs to catch Ognos. His life in the tournament depends on it.
Yeah, it seems pretty unlikely. Not to be or commentator curse or something like that, but he does have the titanium rapier, which could totally help you catch up.
Yeah, the titanium rapier is a great weapon. Unfortunately, Ognos is looking super safe. Ring of Peace
Oh, no, he has to kill it.
and like plate armor will regenerate. The Crown of Thorns was going to heal him back some health. A ham, like he's looking real good. I wonder if he takes the blunderbuss here, or jumps onto a telemonkey and ends up in a room full full of blue bats.
Oh,
That
no.
was an interesting room. So how? Oh, because of the Ring of Peace, that room of blue bats actually had an empty square in it. It wasn't full of. Normally, that room is full of bats.
Right, normally you couldn't teleport into it. That's really crazy.
So that was a cool situation because of the Telemonkey and the Ring of Peace.
Huh. I've never teleported into one of those rooms before. That's crazy.
Oh, and here we go. Look at this situation. That sarcophagus, the black sarcophagus, was on top of goo, so fully surrounded by goo. If you didn't have a shovel, you would not, and you had a short-range weapon, you would not be able to take care of it.
And that's it.
GG
Looks like
Ognos. Looks
GG.
like the death